Hello engineers, welcome back to Civil Nirman. Are you facing difficulties in understanding a soil report? See, previously I have shared 10 most important tips that you should understand as a beginner to start understanding a soil report. Now let me tell you, apart from SBC, there are a lot other parameters that you should know from the soil report as a structural engineer. So let's discuss those important parameters that you should be aware from a soil report. So here are 7 most important points that you should know. So let's get started. The first important point, SPT or N value. So what is its important? See, it gives you an idea about the consistency or denseness of the soil strata, depth of hard strata, variation in rock profile across the site. Second most important point, bore log. So it gives you types of soil strata, thickness of soil strata, depth of groundwater level, depth and value of the SPT, depth of disturbed sample, depth of undisturbed sample. Third most important parameter is the result sheet in your soil report. See, it gives depth-wise laboratory results of your soil or rock samples. For example, particle size analysis, Atterberg's limit, shrinkage limit, or specific gravity. Engineering soil classification and free swell index. This can be performed on the disturbed samples. In addition to the above test, further tests such as triaxial, UU, CU and CD, which means unconsolidated undrained, unconsolidated drain and consolidated drain test. Then direct shear test, unconfined compressive test, swell pressure test and consolidation test that can be performed on the undisturbed samples. Generally, triaxial test, unconfined compressive test, swell pressure test and consolidation test are suitable for the clayey soils, while the direct shear test is suitable for the sandy soils. Unconfined compressive test, porosity, specific gravity, density and load index tests are for the rock samples. Next most important parameter is the foundation recommendations given by the geotechnical engineer in your soil report. So basically, safe bearing capacity of different sizes and depth of isolated foundations are given in the tabular form. Now with the same size of foundation and the same soil strata, the SPC increases with an increase in the depth because of an increase in the overburden, which helps in increasing the SPC part. Now see, if an isolated foundation is not feasible to adopt due to the poor SPC value, the structural engineer has to adopt a raft foundation or pile foundation. Fifth important parameter, the liquefaction potential. See, this becomes more important when your site falls under a higher seismic zone as given in IS code 1893. The upper strata is sandy and the water level is near to the ground or possibly could come at a shallow depth in the future. If your site conditions are as described earlier, then the structural engineer has to consider the seismic design in their calculations and the agency shall provide the depth of liquefaction potential. Also, the dynamic properties of the soil shall be provided by the agency by performing block vibration tests and cross-hole seismic tests. But this shall be part of the investigation scope because these are special tests. The next most important parameter is the water table. Now see, the effect of water table shall be considered in the foundation analysis if your site has encountered water levels near the foundation part. And the last one, that is related to your loading intensity and bearing capacity. So we have several terms over here and I have tried to simplify those terms. So here are the terms, let's understand. So the first one is the gross loading intensity. So it is the loading intensity plus overburden on the foundation. Then we have net loading intensity, that is only loading intensity without overburden. Then we have ultimate bearing capacity. So it is the load carrying capacity of the soil which can cause shear failure. Then we have soil bearing capacity. So it is the load carrying capacity of the soil without the risk of shear failure, and it is the factored capacity. And the last one is the soil bearing pressure. So it is the loading intensity that will cause permissible settlement of the foundation. I have tried to cover all the points which are most important for all the structural engineers that you need to refer in a soil report. Now if I have missed anything, you can tell me in the comment box. And stay tuned for more such structural engineering updates. And remember, don't just learn software, learn concepts. Thank you.